Welcome back to Passing Time with Craig. As always, I'm your host, Craig. And today, my guests, I have three of them today, Kim, Jon, and Peter. I'm excited to chat with them. They're from Sea of Dead. It's a great Calgary-based company that has great shirts and hats, sweaters, all highlighting iconic things from the past of Calgary. And I absolutely love it. I've been wearing their stuff for years, longtime supporter. The quality of it is really great, which we're going to talk about in this and talk about being an entrepreneur, supporting local, and all the fun that can kind of come with it. So I'm excited for you to hear my chat with them, our friends at Sea of Dead. Well, thank you. Hello, Sea of Dead. We got Kim, Jon, and Peter all here today to chat with you. Amazing that the four of us could find a time that worked.
I don't know what we blessed today with, but I guess whatever we did worked.
Yeah, and we're recording early enough in the day too that we can all go out and enjoy this nice weather we're having because it's Calgary and you never know when it's literally going to change tomorrow, and that's pretty shitty.
Yeah, we're still worried about like putting winter stuff away. It's like, can we? Is it time yet? I don't think so.
You can't. It's too soon. It's too soon. If it's before May long weekend, you're just asking for trouble. That's my thoughts on it. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a good start. Calgary, it's crazy. It's fun. And that's Sea of Dead for you, I think, is kind of, it's fun. It's nostalgic. It's what we know. So let's start with you, Jon. How did Sea of Dead come to be?
So Sea of Dead started way back when, pre-pandemic, early 2019. Long story short, a friend of mine and I were just kind of in the desire looking for a cannon's hat, and we found out that was harder to do than we expected. So the easiest route was to acquire a trademark and then actually just start producing them ourselves. So from there, we branched out and did the Calgary 88s and then a number of different Calgary icons. And I think to date, we're now up to close to 80 different releases. So that's really it in a nutshell.
Yeah. And then Kim and Peter, you guys came on about a year ago.
Yeah, I feel like original kind of messages and planning started a year ago, but we officially relaunched September 8th of last year. Yeah, pretty exciting. We Jonathan reached out to Peter, and I am a Velcro wife, so I was like, package deal. But yeah, it's been very fun so far.
It actually worked out because when Jonathan and I were talking about it again, he was looking to bring me in. A lot of the stuff that he was looking for in the back of my mind, I was like, Kim would probably be better at this than I would be. So when I brought it up, I was kind of hoping that the Velcro would stick on that one, and she immediately was like, "Well, this seems like fun. I want to play too," and that helped out greatly.
Yeah. Well, so Peter, why did you want to be involved with Sea of Dead?
It's a few things. One, like I really like everything that they did the first go around. We would have some stuff with theirs when I was working at the radio station, and always really liked a lot of the stuff. And it's a world that I've never really been in before. But when it comes to making clothing and all of that, so it was a learning experience that was too hard to pass up. And with a lot of the stuff, like it's not just sports things, but with the Canon stuff, with the 88s thing, sports is kind of my wheelhouse. So it all just kind of mixed perfectly and seemed like a perfect marriage for me.
Yeah. Jonathan, when you kind of first decided to do this, 2019, were you like, maybe it's just me and my buddy who is going to want this? Like, did you know, what were your feelings going into the initial start of this and thinking maybe we're going to just have this one cannon's hat?
No, it was crazy. Like I remember it was a lot more confusing than we anticipated. We probably could have used, and this is a shout out to Kim, we probably could have used Kim way back when from the logistical side of it. We really initially thought it was 25 Cannons hats and 25 88s t-shirts. And I remember the margins were so thin, and we were so scared of this upfront investment that like I couldn't give my mother a free hat or shirt, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't really know what it was going to be, and we kind of hoped it would catch on as a way that people could affiliate themselves with Calgary. And then when COVID hit and everyone was kind of living on their phones, we really were really fortunate because people just would come to us with more and more desired products, and we did our best to produce them.
Yeah. Kim, what do you think it is about people and nostalgia and like having products like this?
I think, I think obviously with it being a kind of canon start, that's the huge nostalgia piece. But then I think about that it's kind of become more of, it's this city. It's something about Calgary. And, I don't know if there's a ton of Calgary pride stuff out there. Not pride like pride, but pride like we love Calgary.
Yeah.
And I think that's really like the niche we fill. And the niche that we can kind of be involved with. And even like I have a bit of a story on this. Like Peter and I were just on vacation, and he saw someone in a Flames jersey while we were there. And as they were going by each other, Peter was in his Cannons hat.
Yeah.
And as they were going by each other, they went, "Oh my gosh, it's Calgary. It's here in this like totally other continent of the country." And it's just really, it's really cool to see the love for this city. And I think that putting something on a wearable item and it being able to travel the world, and then you can see this piece of home or this piece of, something nostalgic while you're not in that place is also very cool.
Yeah. I should point out, I am wearing my Canon shirt today.
I did see the baby blue. I was like, oh, is it?
Yeah. So Peter, do you find that when you're wearing any of your guys' products, like Canon specifically, people, because I see it when I wear them to my trivia nights, people are like, "Oh my goodness, Cannons."
Yeah, I actually just had that at a trivia thing that I was doing. Someone just like lost their mind that there was a Cannons hat. Like at some of these, I'm not technically supposed to promote a whole lot of things because I'm there for that. But it's like, yeah, no, good local company makes that. You should, definitely look that up. Just check that out. But no, it's something that a lot of people attach to, and that the nostalgia is just it just brings everyone back to different times, right? And not to get like too far down one way, but like it kind of sucks in 2025. And so it's a nice reminder of like simpler times at the ballpark watching the Cannons play, or celebrating stuff at Dutton's or anything like that, right? And so you get that connection with someone immediately, and it's a little bit deeper, I guess, when it is a Cannons hat or an 88 something, and there's that tie to something that they remember from a while ago, and it just kind of brings them back. So it gives you all that warm, fuzzy nostalgia, and the second someone sees it and clicks with it, it clicks with them too.
Yeah.
And it really is cool to see that. But yeah, it happens a lot more than I was anticipating, honestly, and it makes me feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. Well, so John, you mentioned like almost 80 products. Is there any of the items that you've had in the past or currently that you were so surprised kicked off, so like people were more excited about than you thought it would be?
Yeah, we get asked this question all the time, and to be honest with you, they all surprise me because I always think of them as just like unique, cool things that we might like.
Yeah.
But if I had to give you an answer, I mean, the one that it always kind of is surprising is the Cecil Hotel shirt we did. I mean, I don't know if any of our customers actually went to the Cecil Hotel, but the amount of people around the world actually that have been interested in that shirt is blowing my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting that I know of it. I never went to it, way before my time, but I see that shirt out all the time, and I do always wonder then, like, do you actually know, like, were you there? Do you know what that is?
Were you there?
Yeah. And you live to tell about it.
Yeah, yowza.
That's the surprising thing. So, and you've all done like collabs with a bunch of other places as well. You've done it with Dandy, the zoo. Kim, why is it important to have partnerships with other local businesses?
Yeah, I think it's that saying of a rising tide lifts all boats. Um, you know, we are people that live in the city, and it's great to kind of lend a hand or do a collab. You see things from a different perspective, but you also get, all that nostalgia, all that tie-in. Like things are better when you work together. Is kind of the short answer to that. Like,
Yep. I mean, it's important. We all have to support each other, right?
uh,
Yeah, if I could just add to that too, Craig, I mean, massive shout out to Dandy. Dandy really almost like legitimized us. They really allowed us to do our first proper collab where we did their merch from them. And then it was so cool because I like, again, in 2019, when I just wanted a Cannons hat, I never thought these opportunities would come. But then, the Calgary Zoo is doing a campaign around Dinny the dinosaur. And as a kid, I remember going there a ton, and to have them ask us to do the design and the merch for that, that was so cool. And then we, getting to have our stuff in a Calgary landmark like the Calgary Tower, and Luke's Drug Mart was super cool. And multiple collaborations with Ernie Sue at Trolley 5. We've just been so fortunate that community has really welcomed us in, and that all started really with Dandy Brewing kind of legitimizing us. So massive shout out to them.
Yeah. I also like, again, the community collabs and everything is fantastic. But Peter, talk to me about the amazing fan community, like the support you all get. And I mean, I love every time you guys reshare photos of just people, everyday people in Calgary or not even in the city are wearing your guys' stuff.
It really is cool to see that support that you get for this. And like coming into it again, I recognized it from when they would come in kind of on the first go around, and then the second time it's like, okay, is this going to be something that can click? And then to see it get picked up in that way. And it's like I said before, it's not just like the sports thing, it's people in all different walks of life, people who are bartenders and people who run yoga studios, and people who like just everyday whoever's like, it isn't just one group of people that is getting into these things and getting excited about all these different products. And it just kind of shows that we can all have a lot of different life experiences, but a lot of these things can tie back to a bar or Stampede Wrestling or baseball games or something like that. It's really cool to see. And once you see that, it does kind of get the creative juices flowing of like, okay, well, like you just look at it through this one lens, and now you can see it can be a lot bigger, and that there's a lot more possibilities that open up with it to kind of touch more people in this kind of nostalgia way. It is really cool to see, and it can kind of snowball on itself in that way.
Yeah. And then, I mean, to see like Bret Hart in a Stampede Wrestling shirt, what was that like, Jonathan?
Yeah, I mean, that is like probably one of the coolest moments in my life, to be honest with you. He was instrumental in helping us with those designs and actually matching the colors and whatnot. That was just the coolest thing. Like 12-year-old Jonathan would just be so giddy over that, because it's been unbelievable. And him and his wife Stephanie have been unbelievable supporters of ours, and we're really fortunate for that.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna ask, I think this is one that I would like to hear all your guys' answers to, because I want to see if it's all the same. Who decides on if someone pitches an idea for a product? Do you all have to agree? Does somebody have to advocate? Like, no, there is people for this. How does that process go?
I think we all just kind of talk about it. Like it's not, there's not a let's vote and let's run this company like whatever way. Yeah, we kind of just are like, hey, what about this? And then, could we make it this? Do we think it would sell? Where would we put it on a shirt? What color would the shirt be? What would we do with the logo? It's all kind of a big conversation. Yeah. Just kind of talk about it.
Yeah. Do we all agree that?
As far as I know, we haven't had a real big disagreement on any of them yet, unless the other two are very good at hiding things. But I think we've all kind of agreed. And even if we haven't, there have been a couple of things that Kim and I have thrown out as kind of new to this. And Jonathan has been awesome about yeah, let's try it and see.
Yeah.
Let's give it a whirl. And so that's been really good to have that support. But I will say, before they come to the group chat, Kim does have to filter through about 45 of my things because I'll just the particular neurospiciness that I have is ideas can kind of go, and I can't always decide if they're good ideas or not, but they're definitely ideas. So she has to listen to about 35 different things. Like, yeah, no, I don't know if we need to bring that one up right now. Let's write that one down and keep that one for later. So the group chat gets a very kind of filtered down version of mine, and that's probably for the best.
Yeah, and then from there, I mean, Kim's probably not giving herself enough credit. I would say Kim is really the filter on a lot of it, to be fair. We all have our passion projects. For me, it's celebrating Calgary's Greek pizza community.
Nice.
You know, and I mean, that's something we can look for down the pipe. But yeah, I would say we all have our passion projects. We all come with our own ideas. And then collectively, more or less, we kind of figure out the best way to mold that. But it's definitely always a collaborative discussion. We haven't had, not that I can think of, any like, nope, yes, no kind of shut down conversations or anything like that. So it's been great. Peter and Kim have been a ton of fun to work with.
Does it also, like, speaking of that, not necessarily, so you guys obviously work really well together, but I know I've had people come to me and be like, I do all the theme trivia nights, like The Office, Friends, the ones that I know are surefire, can draw a crowd in. But occasionally I get someone say to me, you should do this. And I'm like, that is so niche. I don't, like, unless we can guarantee that the 40 people in the city who all know that topic is available that night, sure, we can do it. Because you must have people DMing you, emailing you with suggestions, and you're like, again, it's that one person, maybe five.
Yeah, there's like a sense of realism that has to go into some of it. Like, would it be super, super cool to have, a sticker that floated around in the 90s that a couple people might still see on a pole? Yeah, that would be cool. Would that resonate with a ton of people? I don't know.
Yeah, shout out to the garage and auto mechanic in the Northeast that they've been asking for that for a while, or a couple people have. But I mean, I think we do get those niche requests more often than not, but it's actually awesome because even if we don't do it, it might spark us to think about something else. And even if we don't do it right away, we might do it later down the line.
Mm-hmm.
We've had certain products where that's happened quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, and I think a fun part with something like that is like, okay, maybe this is something that is really niche. And there have been a few things that have been suggested, and I'll smile and nod like, oh, totally, yeah, absolutely. And I'm Googling, what the heck was that thing that they're talking about? And like with some of those super niche things, I think that there is, and maybe we probably have to get a little bit further down the line where we are right now, but I think there's a bit of a challenge to it where if we can make it look cool enough that even if you don't resonate, if that particular nostalgia thing that happened for 45 minutes in 1985 doesn't necessarily click with you, if we can make it look cool, then maybe people will just buy it anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a challenge with that, but I do also think that there's a little bit of pick your battles when it comes to that sort of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, wearing my Canon shirt out, people who like, oh, Canons, will start chatting, and then they'll mention something else that I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, that was a team or that was a place. I don't know what you're talking about. So I imagine you guys must get that quite frequently.
Yeah.
Some of it is kind of cool though, because I am not originally from Calgary. I've lived here for more than half my life at this point, but not originally from here. So it is kind of cool to get those conversations. And then I do get the chance to Google it and be like, oh, like this just existed before I was there. And like, then I can consult with other friends who are, Calgary unicorns, as I like to call them, because they're rare that you meet a grown and raised. So, I get the chance to consult with the Calgary unicorns and be like, was this like a big thing? Like, and then, I can bring it to the group or I cannot. And so that's pretty cool. It's not just it's selling stuff that celebrates Calgary or stuff that's nostalgic. It's a learning piece for myself, selfishly in this. I'm like, I get to learn more about this city that like I really love and I really give a shit about.
Yeah. So I want to ask now, Jonathan, tell us about, so we've talked about logos and stuff, just different ideas, but tell us about the products themselves, like the shirts and the hats. Like, first of all, I think they're amazing quality. I've had this Canon shirt since 2019, and I wear it quite frequently. So tell us about the product.
Yeah, we don't want to give away all the trade secrets, probably, as far as products that we use and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's why our stuff doesn't actually come with tags and whatnot on it. But we've worked with the same vendor for a long time now, since our inception. Shout out to Sam at Elite Promotions Marketing. It's been fantastic. She's been our go-to girl the whole time. And this shirt or your Canon shirt, they're all essentially from the same line and design, just with different color variations. So we kind of, through trial and error, we kind of found the product that works best for like universal purposes. And same with the hats, they're all pretty much the same. And then when we did the sweaters, that was our heaviest one. I mean, the first release of our sweater was probably 6 to 8 months of research to make sure that was done right. We wanted the graphic to represent the sort of symmetry of Calgary Transit. We had to get additional patches that had to be placed on them. And we wanted it to be a very comfy sweater that people would actually wear. So yeah, I mean, we've really worked with Sam since 2019, and to be honest, she's been a godsend. She probably goes above and beyond what is required for her normal clients, but it's been fantastic working with her.
That's awesome. And like I said, they are such nice quality shirts. As we're getting to the summertime, like they're perfect. They're still very breathable. They're like sitting out on the patio. It's fantastic. Peter, like, how much fun is it as we're going into summer here, that you can go to a patio and you're going to see your products out there?
It is the coolest thing to see something and have it start from like I said, like the group chat or going out for drinks or something like that, and then to see it on someone on 17th Ave or Stephen Ave downtown. It's so cool to see that. Like it's one thing when it's, and not that I don't appreciate the support of friends or anything like that, but to see it on complete strangers that we've never met before, it was not a feeling I was anticipating, and it is a little addicting at times to see that. It's like, all right, let's churn out a little bit more so we can get some of this stuff. And then, like Jonathan said before, even just seeing it in like institutions like the Calgary Tower and stuff like that, like seeing it all over the place, and just knowing the process that went into it, and knowing the 5 different files that we went through on different logos to try to make it work, and try to perfect every little detail and see it come out the way that it did. It was not something I was anticipating, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, you.
No, go ahead. We're so Canadian.
I was going to add, we started doing local deliveries as well, and going to people's houses and seeing that they're like, it's a person, and here's their house, here's their front door. It just was so much more real. To me, like I was dropping these bags off and I was like, people who are not obligated to buy from me, like they're not my sister, they're not my friend, they didn't have to choose us. They're real, and here's their house, and we're delivering this to them. Like it was so very cool to think like somebody just chose this.
Yeah. And then you must, like, all of you must have this moment where when you see it out in the wild, you get excited, but you have to stop yourself from just looking like a creepo, like just staring at someone and going, yeah, thumbs up.
People are weird about taking pictures of them without the consent. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I saw a couple wearing this sweater at a bar not too long ago, and I was like, hi, you don't know me, but I would have put the tag on that, wrapped it up nice, put a logo on a bag, maybe delivered it. You might have come to my house. Lovely to meet you. Just like such a weird interaction.
That's awesome. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I'm just not going to be creepy here, but I know exactly where you got that from.
Yeah.
So is there anything from I think you guys called the dead chest online, the past stuff. Is there anything on there that any of you are really dying to bring back? Jonathan, let's start with you.
All of it. But no, I don't know. Like I kind of like the idea that like those items are almost limited edition, and it's kind of like if you got one, you're a part of the club. Which I mean, we don't want to not be inclusive, but I don't know. I think it's just kind of neat that there's just a limited run of them, and but we'll see. You never know. Maybe not bring them back exactly as is, but we could do another twist on some of them. Like I was always a real big fan of the Coconut Joe's designs and particularly the bonsai design. So, maybe there's stuff that we can do with that.
Yeah. Kim, what about you?
I agree with Jonathan. I think that there is a really cool aspect to it. Like we brought these brands back,
Yeah.
and now they're gone again.
Yeah.
So you like had to kind of get in on that run. But I do think like changing something a little bit and re-releasing it. Mine would be the Cecil. I really did like that design, and it was gone before I don't even have one.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to get one. Someone better make it.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be us.
Yeah. I know a company.
Yeah. I know a couple guys.
Yeah. Well, Peter, I'm assuming the same thing, but is there one that you would like to bring back?
Again, and this is maybe why things have worked, but again, you're kind of seeing the symmetry here, and I agree with them. And one of the things we talked about when we were doing the relaunch, like it wouldn't be as fun if we just went copy and paste with a bunch of things and put it over. Like part of the fun of this is coming up with different ways of presenting something that has been around for a very long time. And even if that is something that has been around for a long time and then was done in 2019 and trying to come up with something else. So like for me, you can't really tell from where my camera is at, but I have a bunch of wrestling stuff in here. It's anything Stampede Wrestling that we can do. I'm going to 100% go into that. It is something that I've been passionate about for a really, really long time. And that certainly hasn't slowed down in working on this. And so that is definitely one of the ones where when we're talking about different plans, like I come to Kim with a bunch of different, okay, what about this and this and this and this? And it's just like, hey, maybe something other than wrestling would be great. But that is something that I would love to dive into a little bit more. I think so many amazing performers came through this city. And I think that there are a lot of different ways that we can celebrate that and celebrate how important that was for a lot of people here in Calgary at that time.
Yeah. So I wanted to chat about too, because so Jonathan, you mentioned 2019 pre-pandemic, and one of the best things that came out of COVID was people wanting to support local. Like everybody was all about that. And then you guys started back up in September. So 2019 pre-pandemic, didn't know what was going to happen there. So you guys started up in September, didn't know what was going to happen with the US election, and everything that's come out since Trump's gone into power is everybody more realizing the importance of local and you're supporting your own country. So Jonathan, talk to me about just that support and supporting local businesses.
Yeah, I mean, like we kind of touched on it earlier. We've just been so fortunate. I mean, to be honest with you, the local community really was so supportive from the get-go. And I mean, everyone can add in a shop local hashtag or whatever, but I mean, we felt like almost like we didn't even really need to do that because it was just so embraced. And like we were really lucky early on that a lot of sort of the larger social media accounts in Calgary were supportive from the get-go for us. And they were the ones kind of championing it for us to have their audience shop locals. And if we were an option, that's great. So we're just really lucky that the community's always really supported us.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's just a great thing. And again, I love seeing your guys' post where it is just everyday people wearing the shirts and you guys are resharing it and letting that love out. And I think that's so awesome. You guys are doing great stuff.
Calgarians whether you're a transplant here or you are one of the unicorns, I think there is just something special about Calgary. And it's a city worth celebrating at the end of the day. And I think that is something that all of us kind of stand for.
Yeah. So we're chatting about places like Dandy, Trolley 5. What are some of your guys' favorite like local haunts you like to go to currently, especially as we're going to summertime and we're like, let's go for patio drinks? Where are some of your places? We'll start with you, Peter. You tell us.
Man, there's I always get worried about these because I feel like I'm going to miss something. I love the vibe at 88 Brewing, and it's pretty close to where we are at. Like Trolley 5 is also like just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And like I've done fantasy football drafts there, and we've had fantasy and different sports parties there. That's been a whole lot of fun to go to that spot. Another place, it's not necessarily like the out patio thing and something like that, but one thing I've realized in just a couple different jobs I've had here is how many kind of historic places we do have, and so try to go to like King Eddie and support there as much as I can, and like the Globe Cinema downtown. I know Cuff just wrapped up.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, like some just very uniquely Calgary things and stuff that like my parents would have done when they lived here, and when they met here in the 80s and stuff like that, and being able to have those. So those are pretty cool. But yes, almost anywhere with a patio, I will get there. But 88, love the vibe, and Trolley 5, just something. I don't know if they put something in the air there, but it just has a bit of a different feel to it.
It definitely does. Kim, what about you?
Well, we're big 4th Street frequenters.
Yeah.
So, I'm at La Boulangerie, like more than I care to admit. East South Block right next to it. And even with that, like there's history in all these buildings.
Yeah.
Like South Block, everyone knows that it worst was there. I think about like Last Best is a great they have like their kind of indoor patio.
Yeah, I like
indoor
that
patio is
one.
such an oxymoron, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that used to be a place I went, Amsterdam Rhino. So like I like to go to all those places, and 4th Street is really great, but it is also very cool when you get to go to a place and be like, oh, I partied in the basement here.
Yeah. I mentioned Amsterdam Rhino recently to someone, and someone was like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, no, that's it. I'm old now.
I'm old now. I know. I was like, oh, yeah. And then, like down by Drum and Monkey, what is it? Leopold.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my gosh. I've been here for too long.
Yeah. Now you're definitely a Calgarian, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Jonathan? Where do you like to go?
I thanks for letting me go last, because I've been racking my brain. I don't want to leave anybody out, and I probably should have a better answer for this, but my daughters are 4 and 6, so patio drinks and that kind of stuff are kind of few and far between for me. But I will say, when my wife and I do get a moment to get a babysitter or whatever, you can't beat Trolley 5. To me, that is just so Calgary, right in the heart of 17th Avenue. Everyone who enters the door pretty much almost has a personal relationship with Ernie. The staff is incredible. The food's good. I mean, they have their own locally brewed beer. I just don't think there's another answer outside of Trolley 5 for me.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't want to turn this into just Calgarians list bars now. I've done that too. Where
That's what we normally do.
That I thought of like 8 more.
Yeah.
I thought of like 8 more that I wanted to. But basically, anywhere that also allows dogs on patios.
Yes.
Giant shout out to that. Bitter Sisters is doing that. Where Trap and Gill used to be, again doing this place used to be this place. I saw a dog on the home and away patio the other day walking down First. So yes, anywhere that allows cute, adorable puppies gets my vote.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I do work part-time at Bourne Brewing, and so I love this time of year when people are bringing their dogs to the patio, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I work, so I can see dogs.
You're like, I'll work the patio today.
Yeah.
I'll go out there.
I got this. And then I forget that I'm working and that I still need to put sunscreen on, and all of a sudden I get really burnt. I'm like, oh, right, I was outside a lot. That one's on me.
Yeah. I host some stuff at Bitter Sisters, and they cut it off when patio season starts. And initially I was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. But it's like As great as I think I am, I can't compete with sunshine and puppy dog.
No.
I can't. That is very difficult to deal with.
That's very difficult. Trust me, I know this. So as we start to wrap up, is there anything you really want people, if we haven't mentioned it, or you want to reiterate again, what you want people to know about Sea of Dead? Kim, we'll start with you.
My gosh. Well, I mean, kind of closing thoughts. I do want to give so much thanks and so much praise to Jonathan for allowing us to be part of this journey and this project. And like Peter said, we'll kind of float out ideas as well. And he's been so receptive to them and not been like, you new to this whippersnappers, like you don't get to do this. Like, he welcomed us into this company, and I very much feel like we're not just like assistants to the regional manager. So thank you so much for reaching out to Peter that day, and then tolerating me as I latched on as well. So that's my initial closing thought, is a big thank you. Thank you to Craig for having us on today.
Yeah.
I love talking about Calgary and the city, and every time someone says an answer, I think of 20 side stories that I would like to take us on. But to any Calgarians listening, or to anyone that was a Calgarian, is not now, or will be in the future, whatever your living location may be right now, Calgary is something special, and we are so just like lucky to get to represent it in whatever way that we do, and to be welcomed and see our stuff out in the streets of Calgary will never get old. So thank you. And Sea of Dead 403.ca if you would like to join us.
There, that's good. Well done. Peter, what about you?
Yeah, I want to echo Kim there on thanking Jonathan, and also just like to the people who know me specifically. If you think that I'm being dismissive or whatever when I forget to group text, I am very passionate about this project, and I am horrendous at responding to text in this too. So it is not just you. It is an everything thing. It's a me problem. I understand that. But the main message I would love to get out there is, like, you see so much now on different social media about starting companies and all of that, and it's like, find the market inefficiency, look at this spot and find a niche and do whatever and try to leverage all of these. And this isn't that. This is three people who are very passionate about celebrating the city, who have seen how this city can come together, whether it was the floods in 2013, at various different points in the pandemic, or now when, like I said, that there's a lot going on outside of here, and to see how people have banded together in Canada and in Calgary specifically is something worth celebrating. And we're really passionate about all the different places from the past that have made Calgary what it is, and a lot of the places that currently make this city what it is, and just love celebrating it. So as much as you love this city, we do too. And so hopefully we stumble on something that you find that hits that bit of nostalgia for you as well, and helps you just kind of rep the city a little bit more. And again, Sea of Dead 403.ca.
We'll make sure to mention that a couple times here. And Jonathan, what about you? What do you want people to know?
I just want people to know, first and foremost, that we're grateful for this opportunity, Craig. We love the city. You clearly love the city. We both think it's worth celebrating. So we're just super grateful that you allowed us on this platform to spread our message a little bit. The other thing we'd want people to know really is that if you love Calgary and you haven't heard of us, be sure to check us out on social or at Sea of Dead 403.ca. And if you are the big thing that people should know, or if we could plug this,
yeah.
If you are a supporter of Sea of Dead, or if you're familiar with us and you have imagery of you repping our brand and our merch, please share it with us, because that is really the number one catalyst to help us grow, is like actually showcasing real people, real Calgarians that love Calgary and think it's worth celebrating out in the wild. So our DMs are always open. If you've got ideas, if you've got imagery, shoot us a note on Instagram or Twitter. And visit seeadead403.ca.
Seeofdead403.ca.
Yeah.
That link one more time is
Yeah, please tag us in any post that you have where you're wearing any of the stuff, or share it with us in the DMs, because otherwise our social feeds are just gonna be a bunch of pictures of me wearing that, and no one wants to see that. So save everyone from me, and help us out with that.
Yeah. I mean, and we're getting up to summertime, like I said. We've got Stampede coming. Wear those Calgary shirts out. Like, it's super awesome. That's what you want to see, right?
Totally. Yeah. No, and actually, like Stampede you actually see a lot during Stampede. Cecil's always a big hit during Stampede. We did the Calgary Spurs, which I personally think is like one of the coolest designs ever. I love seeing that one during Stampede. Obviously, Stampede Wrestling comes out during Stampede. So if you don't like traditional, cowboy get up, you can easily throw on some Sea of Dead.
Yeah. And you mentioned it earlier, so I want to quickly mention it as we're wrapping up here, Kim. But delivery. If people order from, what's that website again?
seeofdead403.ca. Yeah, we do local delivery now, so we still have pickup if you want to come over to Killarney. But then we also do the local delivery, so just select that at checkout, and we'll be knocking in a few days.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I just thank you all so much for being here, because I just love the products. I love what you all do, and I think it's fantastic. There's a reason nostalgia pays off and people love it. So thank you all so much for being here today. This was an absolute blast. seeofdead403.ca, in case you didn't hear it before. But yeah, you can find them all, Sea of Dead. And we're talking, if you've been thinking this whole time, like SEA, no, it's C, the letter C of Dead.
Just Calgary.
C for Calgary.
Guys.
So give them a follow. Check out their stuff. They got so many cool items that you can have: hats, t-shirts, sweaters, lots of cool stuff. And, rep this city. Do that. It's simple.
Yeah. Yay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you all. This was great. And I'm so glad we can make this work. Thank you so much, Kim, Jon, and Peter from Sea of Dead, for joining me on this episode. Do yourself a favor and check out their stuff. seaofdead403.ca. I love it. You've seen it on my Instagram if you follow me, which is at PTWCraig, Passing Time with Craig. So yeah, thank you all for listening. Stay tuned for some fun stuff still to come on Passing Time with Craig. We'll chat soon. Bye.